wheels on your car?
That's my first time seeing somebody do that. I've seen popcorn, but never getting the wheels taken off.
Anyone do anything to you when you were a rookie?
No, I was a great rookie. Steph doesn't do anything. He doesn't do any rookie duties, which was crazy to me.
You pointed that out the first
Yeah, like the first time I was like, dang, Steph don't get the shoes, nothing. But I think he's the only rookie, though. So I had 4. It was 4 of us. So, I mean, we had to, like, get up in the morning and, like, pass out the loops for shoot around. So we had to wake up a little early, but it was good because it was 4 of us. So guys didn't have too many guys to work with. But, no, Steph does absolutely nothing. Just nothing.
So he deserved it.
For sure. Something needs to happen. I'm like, does he bring anything to the plane? Does he bring any food, snacks? Nothing. I'm like, at least he could do is pass his shoes out for shoot around. But no, he deserves it for sure.
What did you think about the team's response tonight after that kind of tough one on Monday?
I think it was good. I mean, like, offense hasn't been the problem, and even talking to guys, like, offense really hasn't been the problem for most of the year. And when I first came here, Brett Brown told me that they weren't turning teams over, and I think like the first like 6 or 7 games out that I played, like, we're number 1 in turning teams over as well. So you have to find a consistency in doing that, and with some of the best teams in the league, like, you have to be a good defensive team because that's what you have to hang your hat on. You could be a really good offensive team, but when the ball isn't going in that night, what can you do? And that's when teams struggle. So we know we have to be a better defensive team and try to be consistent on that end.
I think numbers-wise, this was your best game since coming to San Antonio. Like, how's the acclimation process going, and how difficult is it without Vic and without the full squad available?
I mean, it's definitely difficult without Vic, but at the end of the day, like, some of the best teams in the league, when their best players aren't playing, they still find a way to get wins. So for us, we have to be able to do that, and I think I played a decent game tonight. Obviously, I would love to shoot the ball better, but at the end of the day, you can't. You don't want to judge your game just off of how well you put the ball in the basket, and just being able to get guys involved. And obviously, there are times where teams throw 2 at me, and just sometimes get off of it early. Sometimes you hold it a little longer just to spread the defense out a little more, and just try to make it easier for other guys.
One more rebound tonight.
Well, I mean, they didn't miss like the last 6 shots that they took. I'm like, at some point they got to miss, and got one at the very, very end. But it would have been great to get that. But it is what it is.
You definitely called bank on the one at the end.
For sure. It was great defense by him, and sometimes it's better to be lucky than it is to be good. So.
In Kobe Bryant's book, Mamba Mentality, he talks about an injury in his finger that he had to double tape prior to each game, and that every time the ball got to his hand, he felt a lot of pain, but he still pushed through with it, knowing that the pain was temporary. When you have nights like this where you have a season-high 32 points with the Spurs, do you have to push through the pain too, yes or no? And if so, or if not, how does Mamba Mentality apply to you when you have these kind of nights?
Yeah, I mean, for me, like, I've been playing with it the whole season, so a lot of the times I just say it is what it is. But I mean, I scored 60. I scored 60 with it, and then I had 49 the next night with it. So you try to just get through it. Obviously, I would love to have all 5 of my fingers and not have one get in the way or not have to buddy tape them together. But, I mean, it is what it is. It happened the second day of training camp. So I'm like at that point, I'm like, I got to play. So, like I said, it is what it is, and it'll get fixed soon enough.
We talked a lot about you and Vic, but the other young core, Devin and Keldon and Jeremy, what do you think of that mix?
I mean, I think all the guys are, 1, good guys to start off with, but 2, good players, and I think continue to learn, about this league. And obviously with Dev and Keldon, like, they've had to take on massively different roles than they've had in the past. With Keldon, who's averaged over 20 plus in a season, and then taking on a smaller role coming off the bench. Those things are difficult, but whenever you're able to embrace those types of roles, especially with the type of talent, that comes in and out of the league, or that can come in and out of the locker room. When guys who are that talented are able to take and embrace a smaller role, it makes your team, that much better. But like I said before, I mean, a lot of what we talk about with that really has to do with offense, and with the type of talent that we have in this locker room on that end of the court, that'll never be the problem. at some point, we have to be better defensively. And obviously, when you have Vic out there, it's a lot different. But the guys around you, even without a big, you have to be able to guard.
How do you go about trying to? I guess everyone talks about establishing an identity. How do you go about something like that when you're new here and then suddenly Victor's gone and Victor's such a big part of the team and now all you guys are trying to make your imprint? How do you go about establishing that identity?
I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with your voice. You can come in, and obviously with a lot of the young guys, like, you can talk, but you also have to be able to go out there and show them what you're preaching. And I think that's the good part about me, especially basically coming into my prime now. I'm able to go out there and affect the game with my play, but also try to do it with my voice and as far as teaching and those things. And I think it's a great group of guys, and everybody's listening. Everybody wants to be better. Everybody wants to win. So whenever you start there, it's a lot easier to build off of that.
I know you've been in San Antonio for a short amount of time, but what has been your overall favorite part of San Antonio and playing with the Spurs?
To be honest, I think it's just the guys. Like, we have so many guys who are still in their rookie contract, so and a lot of guys have only played for one team, so it's like you're learning people, you learn the dynamic of the team on and off the court. It's just a great group of guys to be around.
What have your impressions been of Mitch? Obviously he had a kind of a crazy situation to start the year with Pop, unfortunately, suffering a stroke, and then him having to step in. What have your impressions been on him?
I mean, I think he's been great. I think you can obviously, playing for Mike, like you're kind of around a lot of guys who are from the Pop tree. So like everybody has similarities about them coming from him. But I think Mitch has been great, and obviously he's been in this league for a good amount of time, and obviously working his way up, coaching in the G League. And you feel like he's earned the spot to be able to do this, especially for an organization that has your back. So for us, like you go out there, and I think a lot of guys like to play for people like that who have been through, video room, G League, assistant coach, moving up or being on the back of the bench, moving to the front of the bench. You really respect people who have been through that, because that's not an easy thing to do. Like the video guys and the coaches are probably in here more than we are because of all the film and everything that they have to break down and then have to present to the team. So you respect that, and I think for him, I think he's able to teach, and obviously he's still young, so he still has the time to go. But with that, especially with the young team, you would love to be able to build up and kind of come up together and start to win together. I feel like that makes it taste even better.
A little extra motivation the next two games with these teams that you guys lost to, Charlotte and New Orleans.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,